Mehtab and I'm from BC. My experience with psychedelics has been primarily for my mental health, and I've journeyed with the medicine a few times now with the larger journeys, but microdosing is my method that I prefer. I've journeyed with ayahuasca with the larger journey, and then with psilocybin, I've done larger journeys along with microdosing. I call it a journey because for me, it takes me through a literal journey through my subconscious mind and what is playing out in my reality. And if I was to just call it a trip or something like that, like I feel like it just downplays the power that it has. Because for me, I feel like when it comes through like things like mental health, your mental health itself is a journey. And the things that you unpack, especially when you're going through therapy, it's like a journey. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there may be an end as well. When you begin to learn those coping mechanisms and you begin to learn all these things, with psychedelics, it's like you walk in there and it's like you get that slap in the face first. And then it sort of comes into your consciousness of how you've created your current reality and how it's been manifested and the parts that played into it. And then at the end, it's like, hey, dummy, go love yourself now. One of the biggest things that psychedelics have done for me is help me see how I create my reality, like just what I had mentioned before. So if you're somebody who's experienced life with trauma, which is most people, and if you haven't given it a good hard look at how it's created your current patterns in life, then you stay stuck in them. And then you get to a point in your life where life just doesn't feel like it's doing what it's supposed to do, feeling like it's joyful, loving, and nice. And so you eventually get to that point, and then you kind of take stock of your whole life, and you go, where do I go from here, and what do I do? And what psychedelics did for me was help me put those pieces into place to fill the gaps that I couldn't fill myself as to why I was doing what I was doing and how I was creating my current reality, and almost taking my power back in those situations rather than falling victim to my circumstances in life. Because, and I continuously say this, and it comes from my faith, is pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So the pain is meant to teach you, and it'll continuously hurt until it teaches you, and psychedelics have helped me learn about why my pain was there and what it was trying to teach me. Oh, psychedelics have transformed my experience with the world. It's helped me tap into love more. At the core of your being, love is the real power. And if you can lead with love through life, is how you can actually create, manifest, and cultivate the goodness. And I think psychedelics have helped me come back into that heart center and be able to do that for myself. They have helped me heal through so many ups and downs of my life, and they've helped me instill the coping mechanisms and make them habit. So the science behind it is what helped me with that, obviously, if you look at it from that perspective. The neuroplasticity, so as you age, your neuroplasticity decreases, meaning you don't have the ability to, don't have the ability, but you work a little bit extra, you work harder to be able to create tangible changes in your life that can really reflect like this new person that you want to become. And psychedelics have helped me create that momentum, have helped me break free from the limitations, or from my old identities or from the old stories, to be able to create that new version of myself. And I think mental illness in itself is staying in a place that you don't want to be. And to be able to break free from it is what psychedelics help me with. When I do journey and microdose, the experiences that do come up and the realizations that I have, the epiphanies and whatever you want to call it, I really instill them by taking breaks, making sure that I do journal about it, that I do really understand what it is and how these things have played out in my life. So typically what will happen is, especially if I'm journeying, it will show me how I've created my reality, like I've mentioned. And then the integration process for me is stepping away from that and seeing exactly how I created that. And really writing it down and seeing the parts that I played in manifesting that into my life. And then having that moment with myself for the next couple of days as like this is me coming anew. And how do I want to now put my next foot forward? And so it's like making a plan for myself and allowing the medicine to work through me to be able to create that plan now. So if it was a way that I handled things emotionally, if it was something where I was triggered very easily, I was able to unpack that trigger, see where it came from, and then be able to instill a new program in my mind of how I now respond to this type of emotion. When I'm really going through something that it's feeling like it's really hard for me to have a handle on, or it's feeling like I'm going back into a dark place, I take the time to put myself back up on the horse first, actively, because this isn't a magic pill. You have to do the active work with it. You don't just consume it and it fixes your life. So when I become so desperate to want to fix my life, I will put my one foot over the other, get back on the horse, and then work with the psychedelics because then I know I can go deeper and find the real meaning behind what happened here and find my solution through it. What I love about psychedelics is how it brought me closer to myself and my faith. And my faith is rooted in oneness, love, kindness, compassion, and how can you not live like that? And psychedelics have helped me come back into that oneness and that love and that unity between people and self. It's helped me strengthen my inner union, which has then in turn helped me with it's become a reflection of how I connect with other people now. If somebody wants to go down this path and they're researching, I would say, what would I say to them? I feel like I found my way through it on my own. Like I just researched, and then I was able to connect with somebody that had the medicine. And because I had done the research on both the spiritual and the scientific side, I felt safe to be able to do that on my own. So if anybody else is interested in this, I would say find somebody that is trustworthy that can help guide that experience with you. Because integration is extremely necessary. Understanding what it is that it's very necessary. Knowing how it's working for you, knowing the spiritual side of it, but also the scientific side. To be able to know how to use the medicine intentionally is extremely powerful. Because if you're just going to take it and expect it to fix your life, nothing is going to help you. And I do find that a lot of people do walk into this experience without that knowledge. And then they become skeptic of this medicine. And they go, well, I do it recreationally and this doesn't do anything for me. It's because the intentionality there is to have fun. It's not to heal. So being able to work with somebody who understands the medicine to that level, it can help you unpack the traumas and can hold space for that trauma to be unpacked. And to be able to hold space for all of you and your emotions and what you need in those moments is extremely crucial for the journey. It's not just taking the medicine and expecting it to just run its course and fix your life. There's a lot more that goes into it. And for me, it's been a lot of work that I've actively put into it that's helped me come out to the other side. So that's what I would say to them. I would say find somebody that you can trust to help guide that experience for you.